Thank you very much, dear Sergei. Thank you all. Thank you, Monica, for the invitation, Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President, Ministers, Members of Parliament, European members of the European Parliament. I'm so pleased to be here and to, after 2 days of discussion, to be able to open with you this fundamental and very important forum. I want just to give you some very short ideas on the reason why this forum today is so crucial and so important for the area, for the entire European Union, in a moment in which the European Union is at the crossroad. My European experience tells me that in Europe we have, in a European legislature, 3 moments. First moment, first 6 months, in which we have to reorganize everything, to decide the commissioners, the political equilibrium of the parliament, and the way in which the strategic plan will be presented. These 6 months were the second part of last year. Then we have 2 years, 2 solar years, 25, 26. After that, if we are not able to decide well in these 2 years, solar years, it will be impossible to deliver in the second part, in the third part of the legislature. This is why what is happening in this year, 25, and next year will be crucial for the future of the European Union. Year in which everything is happening around us in terms of crisis, in terms of big difficulties, but also in terms of opportunities. What I would like to say is that Sofia, Bulgaria, the summit on the green transition is becoming more and more a European rendezvous. I had the feeling in these 2 days of discussions, of listening, that there's a new momentum, and this is the message I would like to deliver and to share with you. We have a planet alignment that I never saw as it is today. Planet alignment in terms of sense of priority, set of urgencies, and also the consideration that what is happening around Europe is giving us the last chance to integrate and to stay together. The big mission for the European Union today is to be independent and autonomous. When we speak about security, security is a broader term. Security means energy independence. Security means connectivity. Security means a financial system that can work alone without being a colony of others. Today, the European Union is facing this big challenge. What I want to share with you is a sense of optimism. I had the feeling in these first months of the European life there's a new commitment. And I think Vice President Mizzato will present you ideas that will confirm this sense of shared urgency and determination. We know very well that without a more integrated European Union, it will be impossible to deliver. It will be impossible to scale, and it will be impossible to be at the level of the challenges that we are having today. And this is partially also on the green transition. I want to end up with mentioning the big challenge that the green transition is facing. The green transition is our future, the future of our children. If we think our children and their future, we think a future in which they can survive to the climate change. I saw some days ago a map presented by some scientists on the places in the heart where it will be impossible to live in 2100. And my first reaction was to say, 2100, I will be not here. But I thought, but in 2100, probably my children will be there. And for sure, their children will be there. And when I see in 2100 my whole country, but the Dolomites, but the rest of my country, impossible to live in because of the temperatures, I think that we have all a responsibility. And the big responsibility is to make the green transition feasible, not unfeasible. Today, this forum, I would like to leave you with this message, is very important to try to adjust the European big debate on the green transition. The green transition is our common mission, but we have to make the green transition feasible. And to make the green transition feasible, that means that we have to accompany the transition. We have to accompany the transition in a financial way that allows the transition to help jobs and not to kill jobs, to allow the green transition to help the poorest part of the society and not to be against the poorest part of the society. We have to work to help some of the most affected constituencies in our society. I have a special mention to the word of the farmers, for instance. We have to be with them and to help them in passing through this transition. And at the same time, the industrial world, that is, I think, the most important part of our European pride. Europe is industry. I think the big mistake some years ago happened when we, the Europeans, we thought suddenly at the beginning of this century that it was possible for us to delegate energy to Russia, manufacturing industry to China, and security and tech to the US, leaving for us creativity. That seemed to be a very smart idea. In reality, it was a disaster. Because without energy, without tech, without industry, without the capacity to be innovative, it will be impossible for us to have a future. So I leave you with this big, big mission you have in this week. You have to reshape, to rediscuss this framework and to present at the European level a fresh and new idea on how to make the green transition feasible and successful. We need it, and we need a great contribution from Sofia, from Bulgaria, and from this fundamental part of Europe. Many thanks.